Hey guys, this is Goku, and on this channel we talk about poker and ideas that can improve your life. So if you're interested in that, please go ahead and click the subscribe button because I'll be honored to have you here. In this video, I'm gonna show you 13 most common poker tells. So you're gonna learn the specific things that people do at the table that might tell you about the strength of their hands. Please pay special attention to this one because sometimes reading body language can bring you more profit than playing well. Let's get right into it. Let's first discuss common tells at the poker table. Player stacks his chips very neatly. First thing he does after winning a pot is making sure all the new chips are added to the stack in a neat way. Such players will usually play a tight and very calculated game. If such a player makes another stack and puts it on the side, it's usually his profit, and so you can take advantage of that by betting more than his side stack. Player stacks his chips randomly. Such players will usually play a loose game and they'll like to gamble more. Player wins a big pot and doesn't finish stacking up his chips because he's getting involved in another pot. It usually means they received a pretty good hand. If it were rags, they just throw it away immediately and finish stacking up the chips. Player shows his hand to someone who isn't involved in the pot. You should watch the person who looks at the hand for tells. If he does any sad face, a sigh, or anything indicating that the hand is weak, it's likely the other way around and the hand is strong. He'll likely act in a manner opposite to the strength of the hand he's seen. If you don't spot any tells from the person watching the hand, you should assume the hand is somewhat strong, as players will rarely show bluffs or weak hands. Player seems nervous. You'd think surely he's bluffing, but surprisingly, he's actually more likely to have a big hand. Even novice players tend to disguise being nervous when they're bluffing and do their best to look calm. So when you see a player begin to shake noticeably, you should assume that it's more likely that his hand is strong. Additionally, if he shows signs of impatience, like tapping his fingers on the table, it's even more likely, because a bluffing player would generally try not to show any tells, and he certainly wouldn't show impatience. Player double checks his cards. There comes a flush on the board and a player double checks his cards. You can be quite sure he doesn't have two cards of the suit because he'd remember that. He's only checking whether he has one card of the suit. Player engages in a conversation in a relaxed and rational manner. It's an indication of having a strong hand. If you're bluffing, it's much harder to talk freely, as you're using a lot of your energy to disguise the bluff. Oh yeah, did you hear about that new James Bond movie? I thought it was amazing, man. It was just, they did such a great job. Player is smiling at you. Well, if the smile is genuine, then he's likely to have a strong hand. On the other hand, if you see a forced smile, there's a good chance he's bluffing. Player is very animated. It's similar to showing impatience, and it's an indicator of being strong. A bluffing player tries to remain as stoic as possible, not to trigger a call anyhow. Player glances at their chips. It's a strong indicator of having a good hand and wanting to bet. The glance we're talking about is just a brief one. When players just stare at their chips, it's not a tell, but when they quickly glance, it's usually unconscious and so not an act. Player takes a long time to act. It's an indicator of a difficult decision. Player goes out of his way to act weak. That's what it is, just acting. Why would a player who's bluffing give you the exact tells that he is? God, I missed again. Such a difficult decision. I don't know. Should I fall? Yeah. I don't have much. I don't know. What should I do? Have a real bad hand, you know. Have a really bad hand. But I think you're bluffing. I'm gonna call you a bluff. Player goes out of his way to act strong. Again, real tells which you will learn to pick up are usually small and brief unconscious movements or changes in the routine of a specific player. When it looks like an act, it usually is. So when someone wants to look like he's strong, he's usually weak. I have a very strong hand. I think I get beat. I'm thinking, how much should I bet to get paid off? I am thinking 2,000. What's your move? So we've discussed 13 common tells at the poker table, so let's now talk about how you should use these and how you should behave at the table. It's important that you study every hand and your opponents to establish how they play and how they act at the table. When you pick up a tell, you have to remember that it is just a tell. You cannot base your decision solely on it. It's just another piece of information that allows you to make better decisions. As with everything in life, you will improve with every live game you play, so that one day you might be able to pick up tells on an unconscious level. Lastly, let's talk about how you should act when you're playing poker live. You want to be as still as possible when you're in the hand. You want to just take a comfortable position and keep it during an entire hand. You want to always do the same movements when you're reaching out for chips and putting out the bet. You don't want to talk during playing a hand. When you make a big bet on the river, you just want to look at the board and keep still until your opponent acts. You simply want to act like a robot, so that you're not going to give any tells to your opponents. Also, when the players receive their cards, you should be looking at them, not at your cards. It's the same when the flop comes. You want to look at the other players' reactions first. The flop isn't going anywhere, and you just might pick up some tells.
Okay, great. Let's sum up what you've learned. It is very important that you pay special attention to all the players at the table and notice their behavior. This allows you to spot tells, which can be additional pieces of information that will help you make better decisions. A tell is something a specific player does involuntarily that might indicate the strength of their hand. You've seen 13 most common poker tells, but to really memorize them, you should watch this video a few times. Tells can be an amazing source of information if you become proficient at reading people's behavior, but you can never solely base your decisions on them. They're always just an additional piece of information to the puzzle. You need to make sure you're not giving away any tells to your opponents when you're playing live poker, and to do that, just remember that you want to be kind of like a robot. Whenever you're in a hand, be still, comfortable, act the same way, try not to talk, and always keep your poker face on.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and post them below, and I'll be sure to answer them as best as I can. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to watch more videos like this in the future. You want to learn how to play poker? Great. You have little or no experience playing poker? No problem. Do you want to learn the fundamentals, the most basic principles that allow you to easily win money when playing with casual players? That's perfect, because this Udemy course was created specifically for people like you. My name is Mateusz. I've played over 3 million hands of No Limit Texas Hold'em, and I would like to teach you how to play poker like a pro. What you will learn in this course are the fundamentals, the ABC of poker, condensed into 21 short and easily digestible lectures, which altogether take just under 2.5 hours to watch. In each lecture, you will learn a different concept which you can test out and practice immediately after watching. And that's really the best way of taking this course. As with all skills in life, you cannot become a pro unless you spend some hours practicing the craft. So you're gonna have to practice and play some poker for at least 30 minutes after each and every lesson. If you do that, I have no doubt that you will become a winning poker player in less than 2 weeks. Well, do you want to become a good poker player? Do you want to be able to beat recreational players easily? Do you want to have a great time winning at your local home games? Great! Get this course now and start winning at poker.